What is going on, my fellow Keyblade wielders? Kid Dante here, and in today's video I'm here to bring you guys another countdown. So for the past couple of days you noticed that I've been doing countdowns for pretty much my best medal, my best upright, my best reverse medal, my favorite medals of 2017, but now it's time to switch it up. So in today's video I'm going to be counting down my top 5 picks of the most disappointing medals of all. Now, I'm not saying that I don't have any use for these medals, because eventually, especially with with Proud Mode, you're gonna end up having to use certain medals like these. I'm not saying that I'm not gonna use them, it's just that these medals either could have been far more better, or they could have been tweaked up to actually make their usefulness a little bit kind of good. Now, I will tell you guys right now that some of these are premiums, and if you guys don't agree with them, then go ahead and dislike the video. I'm giving you guys this one opportunity. I'm giving you guys permission to dislike this video if your favorite medal on this list is... well, some of you guys' favorite medals are on this list. Possibly, I don't know. Let me know down in the comment section exactly what's your most disliked medal in Union Cross. So without further ado, let's get it started. So coming in at number 5, we have Minnie and Daisy. Now, the reason why this one is at number 5 is because we need to give credit to this is the very first medal. This medal is actually revolutionary, being that it was capable of recovering you SP gauges. But to be used as as an official HSC premium medal, I don't think so. They've either could have given this something else to do, like Insuna or HP heal or something like that. But the fact that you guys made it to the point where it only recovers SP gauges is kind of not a good thing, being that a lot of medals now are capable of doing that. But in the past, it was useful, but only for a short little bit. Especially in global side, it wasn't really used that much. But I'm not saying this is actually a useless medal, it's just it got outclassed very, very quickly. Next up, we have Xemnas, the epic version. Now, I have nothing against any medal that does fixed damage. As far as anything, doing fixed damage actually helps you out a lot, especially if you're going to be fighting some of the egg enemies, because as far as anything, they have the highest defense within the game. And some of the minute bombs as well, those little black ones, they have very high defense. So someone like Ansem or Tyree or the Man in Black, those are actually pretty good medals as far as doing fixed damage. But I'm not saying that this medal is bad, it's just among all the fixed damage dealers, I don't know, I think he's probably the worst of the bunch. Being that, okay, I'm gonna compare something really quick. The Man in Black, or in other words, Young Master Xehanort, the reverse speed medal that was given out in an HSC a while back, does about roughly 90k fixed damage to all targets and clears out their your and the enemy's buffs or debuffs or stuff like that. So it's pretty much like a massive dispel on everybody. And all of that is done with just 1 gauge, leaving someone like Ansem, who deals fixed damage for 20k but costs 4 gauges. So as far as anything, this is probably one of the most expensive fixed damage dealers within the game, and at the end of the day, it's not really worth spending 4 gauges. Now, putting a skill like Ability 1 or Ability 0 on him would actually make him somewhat useful, but then again, why should we have to waste a skill like that to put on a medal that only does so little fixed damage? Again, it will work on the eggs regardless, because as far as anything, you're gonna have to use a certain amount of hits or something like that in order to actually take those eggs out, or even weak points on some raid bosses like the Queen Bee or something like that. So as far as anything, this is probably one of my least favorite fixed damage dealers. Next up, we have Illustrated Ansem. Yes, Ansem again. Now, let me clear up something. I have nothing against Ansem. I really don't. He is probably one of my favorite villains within the Kingdom Hearts series. And as far as anything for some little redemption, SP Ansem and World of Chaos are really good medals. They actually balance out the good and the bad between Ansem and Union Cross. But this medal has a distinct nickname within Union Cross. Heck, he even has had this nickname since Unchained Key. An illustrated Ansem is classified as the Suicide Medal for a specific reason. He drops your health probably the lowest among all medals that actually reduce your HP. He has a sub-ability known as HP Sacrifice. Pretty much you giving up your health to deal some damage to like an enemy. But at this, like, for the same time, like what it does, it's not really worth it. Note, he does have a very high multiplier for a tier 3 single target medal. So he's actually going to do some pretty good damage, and the fact that he can reduce your GD for that target by 1 tier for 1 turn actually does fit him well. But the fact is, in order to keep yourself alive and safe, you have to put a healer in either use a healer as a friend, or you put a healer after him so you can heal yourself up, because you won't recover any HP orbs as you hit the enemy because your health is gonna just go down. I think it goes down to like 1 or 8, I'm not sure, but you're gonna really suffer from it. Now on the global side, it's actually a little bit better, and he's like a little bit more useful, being that he's a tier 4, and he's capable of dropping down a single target's general defense by 2 tiers for 1 turn. So he's actually far more superior in the global side than he is in the JP side. But then again, he does drop your health dangerously low. Now, someone like Dragon Maleficent, or I can't really think of anyone else that actually has HP Sacrifice, but someone like her, she actually is very good, being that she can bring down all enemies' general defense by 2 tiers for 1 turn and deal a lot of damage. And the fact that she's a higher tier bonus actually makes her very, very useful. And I remember all my good times using her. She was a phenomenal medal. But someone I illustrated Ansem, yeah, it's rubbing me the wrong way. I'm sorry. Still love you though. Coming in at number 2, we have Sora Donald and Goofy C. Now, here's the thing as far as a support character. There are a lot of support medals within this game. The most popular one, of course, being pretty much all the Kairi medals. 0.2 Kairi, Illustrated Kairi, Tairi, Illustrated Kairi EX, and a whole lot of other buffers and support medals as well. But then again, someone like this is not worth it. As far as anything, people, if you remember this medal, you're probably just gonna say, oh my god, like a lot of people actually quickly forgot this medal even exists. Like, I didn't know this medal was in here until like I started like rumbling through my medals and see exactly which ones I don't use and or just lost interest very quickly. And I forgot I had this medal and it lost interest rapidly. The reason why is because it deals out 7 hits. 7 hits. Raises PSM strength by 1 tier for 1 turn. Removes all status effects. And moderately recovers your health. Now, for some weird reason that feels satisfying. But then again, look at the cost. 5 gauges to do all of that. Versus someone like Tairi, who can recover your HP, your SP, raise your PSM strength by 1 tier for 1 turn, and decrease all the enemy's PSM strength defense by 1 tier for 1 turn. All doing fixed damage, which if I had to bet money, would actually beat this medal's damage, because this medal, like, for some weird reason, plays more of like a support than an attacker, dealing out 7 hits. Now, I have nothing against support medals, but something like this was very quickly just outclassed by even past medals. And make more insults of it, it was a Union Cross fusion medal. And whenever you hear fusion medal, you're like, oh my god, now I have a reason to actually play Union Cross. But then again, a lot of people actually said this metal's not worth it, so they just ended up skipping it. Probably didn't even bother to actually fuse to get the metals together. Well, then again, they actually gave reason to guilting it to get illustrated Halloween sword, but then again, he's not even good. Especially if you don't have him status boosted, then he's really not good. So yeah, there's this for SDG. See, it's too bad that its predecessors are actually way better than this one. Now I'm gonna make this one really brief because I don't know. Now I have nothing against Marluxia. He is probably one of my favorite Organization 13 members. I love his weapon, I love his hair, and I love his fighting style, and the fact that he represents the Grim Reaper, you would expect him to actually do some pretty good stuff. Unfortunately, that's not said about this medal. Now, the good out of the way, he has a very solid multiplier, and his animation is pretty cool looking. It's pretty entertaining to actually watch. Now, here's the bad. He deals random damage for no attribute. That combination is not good at all. Even with the highest multiplier ever, that combination is not good. Because here's the thing, I have not seen a no attribute dealing attack medal in a while. The last medal that I remember is actually this medal, and I'm just like, oh my god, now I know why they stopped doing this. Now for some medals, this wasn't actually a bad thing. It really wasn't, because they either hit single target or they hit AoE. But when you did random for no attribute, that is not a good combination. And this multiplier right here for this medal actually lies. So random damage plus no attribute plus high multiplier equals a huge no-no. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I do use this medal just to see the animation because I think it's actually a pretty cool animation, being that it actually fits this medal's identity pretty well. But then again, for a tier 4 medal, a lot of us at the beginning of the game were expecting a lot, being that this medal had a pretty solid multiplier. But then again, we were all lied to, and this is hands down probably the most disappointing medal for me by far. Anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you saw your favorite medal on this list, and I'm very sorry that you got really offended by this. Like I said, I'm giving you guys permission to actually dislike this video if you felt kind of betrayed by my list. But if you guys weren't, let me know down in the comment section what's your most disappointing medal of all time within Union Cross / Unchained Key. Anyways guys, I hope you're having a fantastic day. This is Kid Dante signing off.